Welcome back and welcome to part 5A, preview assignment. Let's go into the tutorial. Let's see what we got here. Let's see what we have. Sizing. That works. Okay, complex numerical summaries, graphical displays, lesson 5. And it looks like in this tutorial we will learn about computing a unit ratio, how to convert units, and we will finish by defining the consumer price index. You hear that a lot in the news. What's the consumer price index doing? Okay, so let's see, we have some gas prices here. Whoa! This is what it was back during the highs. Well, in California today. Next one. Okay, so let's see. Part A preview. In the next class, you will need to be able to compute unit ratios and use unit ratios to perform unit conversions. This process is called dimensional analysis, or as I try to call it, I call it the unit game. Tutorial for 5A cost of living comparisons begins here. Okay, so part A, review the prompt and enter your response in the box. Check your answers when you're finished. Given that 4.82803, wow, a lot of decimals, kilometer is approximately equal to 3 miles, express the kilometer to mile ratio as a unit ratio, round at 5 decimal places. See resource dimensional analysis if needed. Okay, so let's see. Basically, we're talking about a ratio here. So we want mile ratio, kilometers to miles. Okay. So we're looking at that guy. Kilometers over miles. And what do we know so far? We have 4.82803 kilometers for every 3 miles. Okay. And what it's saying for a unit ratio is divide by 1. So the unit ratio is, look for is how many kilometers per mile. Well, 1 mile is how many kilometers? So how many kilometers per mile? Well, if all else fails, use your calculator and just do that. Let's take 4.82803 kilometers and let's divide it by 3. And my little handy dandy calculator gives me 1.60934. It's actually three. Go up further, some additional place values or decimal places, but if I look at the 6th decimal place as is 3, so I will not round a 4 to a 5. So it would appear that the unit ratio is 1.60934 over 1. In my units, kilometers per mile. Let's see what we did here. Yep. Kilometers over mile. Change that to a 1. And we did that by essentially dividing this guy by that guy. Well, it said 1.60934 kilometers per mile. Review the prompt, enter your response in the box. Determine how many kilometers are in 60 miles, round to 5 decimal places. Okay, 60 miles equals how many kilometers? Well, we just figured out that 1 point, what was it? 1.60934 kilometers per mile. Okay. What we can do is as a proportion. So if 1.60934 kilometers is 1 mile, how many kilometers would be 60 miles? And one trick is, hey, I got from 1 mile to 60 miles by multiplying it by 60. Do the same thing on the top. I should get the kilometers. So let's take the 1.60934 and multiply it by 60. So let's see, 1.60934 times 60 gives me 96.56040 kilometers. Using that conversion factor. I'm not quite sure I get that 606. I'm going to make a guess. To get this from that, they actually use 1.6093433, the non-rounded off version, not 5 decimal places. And of course, do that times 60, you do get that. So, a little inconsistency on the books part here. Now let's go further. Review the prompt and enter your response in the box. Check your answer. The average price for regular gasoline in Toronto was $1.35 per liter. That's Canadian dollars, by the way. There's 0.96 US dollars for each Canadian dollar. Determine the cost in US dollars for 1 liter of gasoline in Toronto. So let's see, $1.35 Canadian is how many US? Well, let's do, again, dimensional analysis. We know this is 1.35 Canadian per liter. Now, what we want is dollars US per liter. Okay. Now, we know the conversion between US and Canadian. 96 US for 1 Canadian. So let's go 0.96 US for every Canadian. And what we're going to get is units canceling. Basically Canadian. So what's left on top? What's left on top is US and liter. So let's multiply $1.35 by 0.96. Oops. Of course, these also cancel. So $1.35 times 0.96 gives me 1.296, or approximately $1.30 US per liter of gasoline. Let's see if this works. Oops. $1.30 US per liter. Yep, there we go. Notice we have Canadian in the back. So Canadian canceled. Okay, these dollars cancel. So that's how we get the US on top and still keep dollars. Next one, let's see. 3.78451 liters in a gallon. Determine the cost in US dollars for 1 gallon of gasoline in Toronto. Okay. Again, we need to play some dimensional analysis unit game. Now, in the previous problem, we had 1.296 US dollars for 1 liter of gasoline. And what we want is 1 gallon costs how many US dollars? So let's find out how many dollars US for every gallon. So let's see, I already have US on the top, but I need to convert liters to gallons. Well, I know what that conversion is. We have 3.78541 liters for 1 gallon. And of course, liters will cancel. So on the bottom, 1 times 1 gives me 1. So let's multiply the 1.296 by 3.78541. And I got 4.9059. Let's round the nearest cent. So it looks like 491 should be the solution. So 1 gallon cost 4.91. And looks like we went this route. Next. See, question 1. Which mathematical, general questions here, must you use when performing unit conversion for each part of question 1 and 2, addition, multiplication, and division? Okay. Now, I'm thinking that it's either this and that. Now it's addition or multiplication division. I would say it would be multiplication division. Don't fully agree with that one. Answer B, multiplication and division. Multiplication, division. Oh, okay. I still think it's a pretty awkward way of doing things. And I guess question one was strictly, yeah, it was strictly a division problem. Yeah, good enough. Okay, now it says look up the meaning of the consumer price index and definition in your binder and bring it to class. Go on, pause and think about that for a little bit. I'll wait. Long enough. Okay, just go online and just look at CPI, Consumer Price Index. And it says the CPI is a measure that examines the weighted average of prices of baskets of consumer goods and services such as transportation, food, and medical care. It is calculated by taking price changes for each item in a predetermined basket of goods and averaging them. Changes in CPI are used to assess price changes associated with cost of living. CPI is one of the most frequently used statistics for identifying periods of inflation and deflation. Okay. If I remember right from my days learning this stuff, pretty much CPI can be generalized as everything but housing. Whatever things cost you, it's pretty much everything but housing cost. I'll get back to where I want to be. All right. So get it in your binder. And that's what the next slide is. Hey, it's our definition. How well do we? All right, let's see. Let's see our confidence. Yes. 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 Hopefully you're as confident too as I am. And I'll see you in the next video when we cover the questions.